The first thing I'd like to talk to you about a little bit is industry growth. Has anybody noticed any changes in Alva in the last 3 years? This is an exciting time to be in Alva, Oklahoma, isn't it? I see changes every day. I used to tell people when I moved to Alva from Enid that it was great in Alva because I could get anywhere in Alva in 5 minutes. Well, I've had to revise that because now it takes me 10, 15 minutes, but it's still great to live in Alva. It's great to be here, but you'll notice traffic has changed a lot in Alva, Oklahoma. With the increase in traffic, we've been blessed with the fact that we have very little unemployment. And I checked the unemployment rates in December 2012. Woods County was at 3% unemployment. It was almost non-existent. So a lot of our businesses are looking to see if they can find employees almost anywhere. We do have a workforce shortage. And so if you have any family or friends, and Wally, we'd love to have you here in Alva, Oklahoma, that you can recruit to this area. We definitely need people here. And one of the things that the oil and gas industry are saying is the reason that we don't have more families moving here is because we have a shortage of housing. And I'm really excited that Bill Buckles and some other investors have made moves to increase the housing in Alva. A good thing that is happening with all the growth is that the city sales tax receipts in December, they were almost $500,000. And that's great for the city of Alva. They were $487,553.12. And guys, that's up 167% of what it was in December of 2011. So these are really exciting times. I did a survey of the businesses that we serve this last summer just to find out how many employees the businesses thought they were going to be hiring in the next year. So I could kind of determine for budget purposes what we might be needing in the form of training. And when I contacted those few businesses that I contacted, and keep in mind, it's only a fraction of the businesses that are here in Alva, they said that they plan to hire 1,836 new employees next year. That is phenomenal. And a lot of them are due to new position growth. Some of them are due just to attrition or losing them to other entities. But that's a large number of people that are going to be new to this area or new employees in different positions. New businesses are popping up everywhere. I'd like to give the example. I went out to east of town to visit one of our businesses we do business with and train with. And when I went out there, and I had been out there not too much earlier, there was a new business that had just popped up right next door to them. And I said, when did that business appear? They weren't here the last time I was here. And this was on a Monday. I was there visiting on a Monday, and he said, I don't know. He said, I left at 10 o'clock on Friday to make a delivery. I came back this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he said, it's here. He said they had gravelled the pad, they'd put up a fence, they brought in a portable building, and they were open for business. So that's how quickly things are moving here in Alva, Oklahoma. I had a day, it must have been early December. The Department of Commerce and the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance came to my office and they said, do you know about this new business? We had an application of a new business in this area, and I had not heard anything about it. And they said, can you go with us to go visit them to see if there's any services that we could provide them as a new business in the area? And we drove south of town and east of town, out in the middle of what appeared to be nowhere, and there was a new iodine factory that had opened up. They had moved into an existing building that there had been a fire, and just had come in totally under the radar screen of anybody in the city, anybody in the state, anybody in the county. So that they are coming. And I went out there to deliver training cards to them a week ago, and there were 2 more businesses that have popped up since then. So it is phenomenal the amount of growth that we're seeing on a daily basis here in Alva, Oklahoma. It just is increasing our business tremendously, which is a good thing for Alva. Last year, the growth for us was substantial. We held over 1,200 classes and workshops for 192 different businesses and government agencies. This is a 37% increase over what we did in the prior year. We trained over 11,000 students, which was a 47% increase in the students that we saw in fiscal year 2011, and we received another $350,000 in additional funding this year from the State Department to help us with our training and equipment needs to assist with this continued industry growth in our area. And so it is real exciting to see the growth. No doubt you've seen an increase in truck traffic. And unfortunately, the truck driver incident earlier in the week was due to a medical condition instead of unsafe, or at least it's believed it's medical condition instead of an unsafe truck driver. But there is an increase in truck traffic in Alva, Oklahoma, and the Oklahoma State Department of CareerTech realizes there's a shortage of truck drivers in this area, and so they have funded $200,000 to help with training of truck drivers in Northwest Oklahoma. We partnered with Central Technology Center out of Drumright, Oklahoma, to provide the truck driver training program because we didn't offer a truck driving training program ourselves. It is a nationally recognized truck driver training program, and it's the only training program in Oklahoma that gives a professional truck driver training institute certificate. So it's very highly valued, and we're thrilled with the results that we've seen from that program. And it is now a 23-day class that runs from 7 o'clock in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Fridays. Our next class was scheduled to start in February, and because of the tremendous demands, they pushed that off to the end of March. It's a great program in that only 2 truck drivers are allocated for each truck, so there's not 5 or 6 people fighting over one truck to drive the truck for drive time. And at the end of the course, they're allowed to test on the truck in which they train during the training class. So it gives them a lot of familiarity with the vehicle that they'll be testing in. And the State Department, this $200,000 that they allotted to Northwest Oklahoma, they're giving $1,000 scholarships for each student for the class. The class costs $2,800 a student to take that 23-day class, but with the $1,000 grant that the state is giving, they have to pay only $1,800 for that class. And since March of last year, we've trained over 75 truck drivers through that program for Northwest Oklahoma. And these students, guys, I don't know about you, but when I graduated from college, I never imagined making what these truck drivers are making after going through a 23-day class. But their salaries are ranging anywhere from $40,000 to over $100,000 a year to drive a truck. And so it's just phenomenal. And one of them is a local truck driver. This was in January the 25th newspaper. This is Alan Ritchie. And they are offering these people a $5,000 sign-on bonus, plus a $14,000 a year safety bonus, plus they're paying them an average of $300 a day. And if you work at night, you make $350 a day. Well, I did a little math, and if you work at night, and you only work 5 days a week, and some of these guys are working 7 days on and 7 days off, so this is conservative. That's $91,000 a year just in the salary. Then if you add on the $5,000 sign-on bonus and another $14,000 for the safety bonus, that's $110,000. After 4 years of college, I didn't expect to earn $110,000 just leaving school. So it's a fabulous opportunity for those people who are interested in starting a new career. Safety training is up. In April 2012, we had 3 oil and gas related fatalities in 1 week. That put Woods County at the top of the list I don't want to be on top of. We had the highest fatalities in the nation for that week. And that really concerned me. It concerned OSHA, and it concerned a lot of the oil and gas companies. And oil and gas companies are training their employees because they're trying to eliminate a lot of the deaths and injuries that occurred last year. They're doing it either voluntarily because they just want a larger profit because they're not seeing as many accidents and injuries, or because they want to take good care of the workforce that they have because they're so hard to replace right now since there's such a workforce shortage, or because OSHA told them that they're going to have to do the training. But whatever the reason, we're seeing a lot more safety training. And since we're a nonprofit educational institution, we can provide high-quality safety training for a minimal amount. We charge $20 an hour. Doesn't matter if you have 10 people there or if you have 200 people there. It's still $20 an hour. Not per person, but $20 an hour. So it's a great bargain for these companies that need safety training. And the great thing about being part of a technology center is if there's training that I don't provide, I have 29 other schools that I can go to, and I can partner with them to bring in training or services that we don't provide. And I think sometimes you think, well, Northwest Tech doesn't do that. Well, still contact me because I bet I can find one of the other 29 partnering schools that can. An example is we had a company that needed to have audiometric exams. It's expensive to take their employees and send them to the closest place, which is Enid, to the Hedges Speech and Hearing Clinic to have that done. We have a school that has an audiometric trailer. They brought the trailer up and did all of those exams for all of their employees right on the workplace. They could send 2 employees at a time. They didn't have to shut down a shift, and it cost them less than $300 for everybody. So it's just, you know, those services are things that we can provide because we have a great network with all the technology centers that are in our state. We also can provide some discounts if it's a service that one of our 29 other schools don't provide. We can still provide services from a third-party vendor. And lots of times we can negotiate a better price for you because we are a nonprofit educational institution. Lots of times we can get a better price than you can as a business coming in and asking for that training. Healthcare. Healthcare is a growing industry. It's one of the top priorities for the Department of Commerce in the state of Oklahoma, and they're focusing a lot of money on that. We plan to start a licensed practical nurse program. It actually is called a practical nurse program because they don't get their license until they've actually taken their test. But that PN program will probably start in the fall of this next year. We've gotten approval from our board to pursue that, and all the paperwork is going through the state. We expect that we'll probably be able to take applications from students maybe in May of this year, and hopefully classes will start in the fall. it'll be great because right now we have a long-term certified nurses aid and a certified medication aid program. And when they graduate from that, they either have to go to Autry and Enid or they have to go to High Plains and Woodward before we can feed them back to Northwestern or other local schools that have a nursing program. So this is a wonderful opportunity to make that a seamless transition. They can stay right in Alva, Oklahoma and get the long-term CNA, the practical nurse program, and then they could go to Northwestern and get their RN degree. So it's a great opportunity for us, and we're looking forward to that. We just completed an emergency medical technician class, which with all of this traffic, I am so grateful that we are doing some of that training for our local emergency responders. I sat in a driver safety class that a highway patrolman from Troop J, he just retired in January, and he was talking about the accidents and how much they have increased in our area. He said 90% of the accidents they worked in Troop J were oil and gas related. And so with all the oil and gas activity in the area, and I don't see that changing in the near future, I'm glad that our emergency medical services are getting some training. And we just completed that emergency medical technician class, and those students are taking their national license exams now. We're looking forward to scheduling another one this spring, and we should have those dates shortly. We're doing a lot of CPR first aid classes. We're doing tons of them for the oil and gas industry, but we're also doing them for the schools, for the daycare centers, for the city of Alva employees, and for the county sheriff's department. So if you all have a need for CPR first aid, that's something that we could certainly help you with. Firefighter training. There's been a significant increase in the call volume for the firefighters in all the departments in this area, not just Alva, but tremendous. We've been working with the fire departments to provide them training to be able to respond and stay safe. Last year we provided 2 vehicle extrication training classes. We provided a hazardous materials class, a tank battery fire response training, and about a week after we had that training, they had a tank battery fire. So it was very timely. We've had an emergency vehicle operators training course, respiratory safety training, and respiratory fit testing that we do for our local fire departments at no charge. Now, the fun part. That's all the serious business side. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about the fun side of the things that we offer at Northwest Technology Center. We have a lot of enjoyable evening and weekend classes, and a lot of classes that you can learn a lot here locally. And the first one I wanted to mention was the digital photography class. And if Santa brought you a new digital camera, or you've had one for a while and you don't know how to use it, Lynn Martin is going to be teaching a digital photography class. It's very popular, one of our most popular classes that we offer, and it's going to be held on Thursday evenings from 5:30 to 8:30, and it'll run from February the 7th through February the 28th. And so if you have an interest in that class, get a hold of us, because we love to see you on campus taking that class. He's also agreed to help me out with something new. It's called Your iPad as a Darkroom. And this class will enable us to use some new technology to be able to video and edit from your iPhone or your iPad. I said iPhone, it's iPad. We have some additional photo opportunities if you can edit from your iPad. And these classes will help you develop your skill and knowledge in photographing, sharing, storing, and editing, and preserving these photographs and movies from your iPad. So that's an exciting class that is new. Lynn Haight is offering a AAA driver improvement class, and this class is going to be taught during the day because we had a lot of of individuals that wanted to take it either through their business or personally, and they didn't want to have to come at night, or they didn't want to have to come on the weekend. So we're trying something different. We're going to try it during the day. And it's going to be offered on February the 11th from 9 till 4. And not only does this class give you some great tips for safety and driving safely, it also can give you some monetary value also, because a lot of the insurance companies, once you've completed this AAA driver improvement class, they'll reduce your insurance premiums. So it might be a good payback for your investment of time and monies there. If you haven't, yes?
Charlotte, on that one, most insurance companies only honor those certificates for like 3 years, and then you have to retake it.
That's correct.
So if you're going to take it now and think it's going to last forever, no.
That's right, but we try to offer that at least once a semester, so if your 3 years is running out, hopefully you'll have the opportunity to renew that. iPads are a new piece of technology, and we've got 2 classes to help you learn how to utilize your iPad to its maximum benefit. And one of them is going to be during the week, and it's taught by Shaylin Weeder, who is our IT person there at the Technology Center. And that class is going to be offered on a Thursday, March 7th from 4 till 8:30 p.m. And if a Thursday doesn't work for you, Brian Hofen is going to come in on the following Saturday and offer a class from 9 till 1. So hopefully we'll have everybody covered on the iPad. We've had a lot of requests for that. And just in time for grilling, Gary and Freddie Brown and Brian Hofen are going to be doing an outdoor grilling class. And this should be lots of fun because they're going to teach you how to grill meats, cheeses, nuts, vegetables, and desserts all on the grill. And I've been told that they're trying to get an Elvis impersonator to come in and sing during the class. Anyway, we're looking forward to a lot of fun and a lot of good food. So if you are interested in that class, it said the times were to be announced. Let me give you the dates and times because we do have that. It's Monday and Tuesday, March 25th and 26th from 6 to 8:30. And if you can't make that, we're probably going to have another class because of the overflow. I can only have 25 people in that class, and we're approaching that. We're going to do another one on Monday and Tuesday, April the 8th and 9th at the same time. The cost of the class is $15, and then there's $15 for the fee. But you get to eat the food for 2 days, so it's not too bad for meals. Home buyer education. If you plan to buy a home in the near future, this class is for you or for a family member you know that's going to be purchasing a home. Jerry Lehman with Rural Enterprises Incorporated teaches this class on Monday, March the 11th from 5 to 8. And best of all for this class is there's no charge. He does that for no charge. If you want something with an international flair, we have Cuisine of India with Rupal Christian. She's teaching that class and that one, let me tell you, the food is phenomenal. I have to confess, until she started teaching the class, I never had Indian cuisine, and it is amazing. So it's great. You get to eat the food as well as learn how to prepare it. And then for those of you that are interested in getting your carry concealed weapon license, Tony Wisely, who comes up from Perry, comes up and does that class for us, and we plan to continue to offer that. It's a Saturday class, a one-day class from 8 to 5, and the next one is scheduled for March the 2nd, but we have them scheduled about once a month. I've only described a few of the things that are in the catalog. There are some classes that we schedule as we get a demand, so keep your eye out in the classified ads of the newsgram, because I put a lot of those classes in there that we weren't able to get in the schedule, and there might be something that tempts you to take the class, so keep an eye out on that.